One crazy fact about every NBA team. 76ers. In 1973, the 76ers were known by the press as the 73ers, not because it was the year 1973, but because they went 9-73, one of the worst records in NBA history. Bucks. The Bucks are the only team to win an NBA championship in both the East and Western Conference. They won a chip in the West in 1971 and won a chip in the East in 2021. And before you mention the Warriors, the Philadelphia Warriors played in the Eastern Division, not necessarily the same thing as an entire Eastern Conference. Bulls. The Chicago Bulls are the only active NBA team to never change their logo. That iconic Bulls logo has been around since the team's inception in 1966. Take a look at the other logos at the time. These other logos look really dated. Heck, compare this Bulls logos to other Bulls/cow themed logos of the 1960s in general. The Bulls logo was really ahead of its time. It's got the perfect balance of symmetry, character, and a hint of minimalism without being too simplistic. The unfortunate part about this logo is that its creator, Dean Wessel, wasn't paid for his work. He only got free tickets in exchange for the design. This logo clearly helped the Bulls brand become worth over $1 billion. To end this on a more fun note, if you flip the logo upside down, you get a robot reading a book. Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers were not the first NBA team in Cleveland. That belongs to the Cleveland Rebels, who were founded in 1946 and then folded in 1947. They don't share a history with the Cavs, but they do have a similar color scheme as the 1990s Cavs with that orange and blue. Celtics. The Boston Celtics were the first NBA team to draft an African American player in the 1950 NBA draft. The Celtics selected forward Chuck Cooper 13th overall. Rest in peace to Chuck Cooper. Clippers. Despite being in the same building, the Clippers are the only team that the Lakers have never faced in the playoffs ever. Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies are the easternmost city in the Western Conference, but if they were still in Vancouver, they would be the westernmost city, beating Golden State by 0.7 degrees west. Hawks. The very first MVP in NBA history belongs to Hawks legend Bob Pettit, who won the award in 1956. Heat. Aside from the 2021 NBA Finals, the last 13 NBA Finals featured either the Miami Heat or Golden State Warriors, but Golden State and Miami have never faced each other on any of those potential 13 matchups. Over a decade's worth of finals, yet no matches between the two teams. Hornets. The Hornets' first season of existing was in 1988, and on December 23rd, they were facing number 23, Michael Jordan's first NBA game in his home state. The Hornets beat number 23 on December 23, as the Bulls got 23 turnovers that game and 23 personal fouls. The attendance in the stadium was over 23,000 fans, and roughly 23 years later, Jordan became majority owner of the team. This was the 24th game of the season, though. Jazz. When the Utah Jazz drafted John Stockton, the fans were booing the pick, and many fans were getting ready to see him become a disappointing bust. Little did they know, he is one of the best all-time point guards and easily the best guard in Jazz history.
Utah Jazz select John Stockton of Gonzaga University.
Kings. The Kings have the most relocations and name changes in NBA history. They started as the Rochester Seagrams, then became the Rochester Eber Seagrams, then the Rochester Pros, then the Rochester Royals, then the Cincinnati Royals, then the Kansas City Omaha Kings, then the Kansas City Kings, and finally, the Sacramento Kings. Knicks. The first non-white player in the league was signed by the Knicks in 1947, which was a Japanese player by the name of Wataru Misaka. Rest in peace to Wataru. Lakers. Wilt Chamberlain had more rebounds in his 5 years with the Lakers than 100 individual Hall of Famers had in their entire career. In his 339 games with the Lakers, he got 6,524 rebounds, which out-rebounds 100 different players, not combined, but individually. Rest in peace to Wilt Chamberlain. Magic. In 1996, the Orlando Sentinel polled over 5,000 Orlando Magic fans, asking them if Shaq was worth $115 million for 7 seasons. 91% of them said no, but the Lakers disagreed, as they signed Shaq to a 7-year, $121 million deal. The Magic's initial offer for Shaq was a 4-year, $54 million deal. Mavericks. In February 2020, the Mavericks sold out their NBA record 815th consecutive sold-out game, this streak dating all the way back to December 15th, 2001. The sellout streak, which includes 67 playoff games, is the second longest North American Major League Sports sellout streak, second only to the 820-game sellout streak by the Boston Red Sox from 2003 to 2013. Nets. The Brooklyn Nets were originally called the New Jersey Americans in their first season of the ABA back in 1967-68. Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets were the first 8th-seeded team in NBA history to beat a 1st-seeded team in a playoff series. They beat the 1st-seeded Seattle Supersonics in the final game of the first round during the 1993-94 season. Pacers. The Indiana Pacers have the most ABA championships with a total of 3. They also have the most ABA Finals appearances with a total of 5, but the same can't be said for the NBA, as they only have one NBA Finals appearance so far, which is one Finals loss against the Lakers in the year 2000. Pelicans. The Pelicans are one of 2 active NBA teams to never reach a conference finals so far in NBA history. The irony is, the other team that has never done this is the name they once shared, which is the Hornets. Pistons. The Detroit Pistons love team ball because in all 3 of their championship runs, none of the teams had a future, former, or current MVP on their roster. Raptors. The Toronto Raptors aren't the first Toronto NBA team. That belongs to the Toronto Huskies, which was founded in 1946, then folded in 1947. They do not share a history with the Raptors, but sometimes the Raptors wear Huskies jerseys to honor them. Rockets. The Rockets' first draft pick in franchise history was drafting Pat Riley 7th overall in 1967. Spurs. The Spurs have the best all-time win percentage in NBA history at 60.3%. They can lose every game for the next 9 seasons and still have a record above 500. Suns. The Phoenix Suns have 2 different triple overtime NBA Finals games. The first one was when they lost to the Celtics in Game 5 of the 1976 Finals, often referred to as the greatest game ever played. That score was 109-107. The second triple overtime in the finals was Game 3 of the 1993 Finals, in which the Suns beat the Bulls 129-121. Thunder. Nick Collison is the only Thunder-specific retired player for the franchise so far, and on February 8, 2006, as a Supersonics player, he was facing the Oklahoma City Hornets in OKC. Little did he know, he would be playing in OKC, but not as a Hornet, he would be playing for them as a Thunder. Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have the lowest win percentage in NBA history and would need to win every game for the next 6.4 seasons to break even. Trailblazers. The Portland Trailblazers are the current northernmost NBA team at 45.52 degrees north latitude. The Raptors are second at 43.7 degrees north latitude. Warriors. During the 1975 finals between the Warriors and Bullets, the Warriors were not able to play in their original home stadium in Oakland at the time. This was due to scheduling issues with other events that were apparently more important than an NBA Finals, so the Warriors had to play their quote-unquote home games in the Cow Palace. Wizards. Wizards guard Gilbert Arenas once faked an injury so that Nick Young could get more playing time. He was fined $50,000 for doing this. It was during the first preseason game in 2010. Gilbert Arenas didn't want to play in the preseason game and lied about having knee pain. Also, Nick Young was complaining that 3 guards were going to start in the lineup and he should be playing small forward. So here was one crazy fact about every NBA team. Let me know if you want to see a part 2. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.